This is a one-day project. Watch how we transform this challenging space into an epic fountain feature. So here at Aquascape, we always say everybody wants a water feature, they just don't know it yet. And I think we really truly believe that. A lot of the times people don't know they want it yet because they don't know that there's more out there than just ponds. And there's really so much more than just big giant ponds and rec ponds and that kind of stuff. There's pondless waterfalls ranging from bird-loving streams to big giant cascading drops. And now what's really kind of storming the market are these Fountianscapes. And what I love about the Fountianscapes is, one, they're way more budget friendly, and the Fountianscapes give you a huge impact in a small space. The first Fountianscape was a stack slate urn I built here at Aquascape, just using leftover slate and a template and just kind of stacking. I did it really just out of boredom, never with the intent that we were going to sell a bunch of these, but we had such a huge positive response to the stack slate urn that we came and took a mold of the thing and then started mass producing them. Now there's stack slate urns of different sizes, there's stack slate spheres of different sizes, patio bowls, spillway bowls, basalt columns, really a Fountianscape that fits just about anybody's artistic imagination. And so Fountianscapes have really come in strong, especially in the last few years here, because like I said earlier, the ease on the budget and the limited amount of space that we need to put one in. You can expect fountain features to range anywhere from $5,000 and really up, just depending on how many bells and whistles, lights, size of the tank, size of pumps, how many fountain features, etc. These customers, budget was not in there to do a big giant elaborate pond or even a small pond in this space. A pondless waterfall wasn't going to work because the way the yard pitched away from the house so much, and the amount of space I was going to need for berms and that kind of stuff. And then of course budget was going to change quite a bit. So we decided to do a Fountianscape, and the reason we went with the urn, one, it gives me a lot of height in a small space, not requiring a berm to make it look natural. It also, they're visible from 360 degrees. So when I'm looking at sight lines, whether it's from the house or from a deck or patio or even out in the yard, you can see them from 360 degrees, where a pond or a waterfall, you can't do that. So here's our space. We've obviously got a couple obstacles with a grill and the raised deck. There was an existing tree in here. The nice thing is they've already got electric out there for us. We've got approximately 8 feet by 10 feet, which is perfect. We're gonna show up. The most important thing is have everything on site. So you can see the back of our truck's got some slate in there. Here's our kit. Now, if we're going to build a one-day feature, and yes, this is a one-day feature, I want to make sure everything's on site. We've got 6 AquaBlox, which is going to give me just under 120 gallons of water. I will probably get right at that 120 gallons because of the depth we're going to put it at. And then we've got our rocks and gravel and everything. Another challenging thing with this yard, no way to get a machine back there. So everything's got to be done by hand, which is again a great advantage of doing these Fountianscapes. We don't need huge equipment to build this thing. So we're going to lay out the AquaBlox. We're only going to dig down. Now those AquaBlox are 9.5 inches tall. We're going to dig down about 12 to 13 inches. And you can see digging conditions aren't that favorable. We're running into some big roots. You can hear some rocks and stuff. Simultaneously, while the guys are building that, Chris is working on a small little bluestone landing for that grill area. The reason we're working with 3 guys on a project this size is because it's nearly impossible to get more 3 guys in that space. Really 2 guys is ideal. When you're digging a 12 to 15 inch deep hole, it's hard to get more than 2 guys in that space. But you can see everybody's got a job here. You know, guys are working on edges, guys are working on plumbing. The whole feature is basically done. We're setting up the lights. Remember, it's visible from 360 degrees, so we got lights kind of going all the way around it, and then we're going to put one up at the top. When you're putting your light up at the top, think about what you want it to aim at. Wherever you aim it, it's going to put those shimmery, wavy marks all over either the house or the canopy of the tree. Well, I think the next part is really just kind of show you guys the final product, what we built in one day. And because I had very little to do with this, minus the placement of where the urn was going to go, I'm going to let Jack kind of run with the project showcase here. Take it away, Jack.
Hey everyone, it's Jack with Aquascape. For some of you guys that don't know who I am, I work on the construction crew. I work very closely with Brian that you guys always see in the videos. Today, I figured we would change it up a bit. I'm actually gonna take you guys in the back and show you the project that we just finished not even 24 hours ago. walk on the side of the house, I can already start to hear this feature. It is crazy that we finished this up last night in the dark. It was pitch black outside. Fortunately for us, we were able to see what this feature looked like with all the lights on. We did not get to see it when it was daylight out, and man, it looks great during the day. I'm super happy how it turned out. The team did an amazing job out here. A little specs on the project. We have 4 1-watt lights on here, and these 4-watt lights do a huge impact on this space. It is crazy. I'm looking forward to when they get the landscaping in on what the lights are going to do, casting those shadows and that shimmering effect on those plants and on the house. We strategically placed some of these lights to catch the side profiles of the waters to kind of give it that dancing silver effect that we always talk about. This is only 6 small AquaBlox that we have on this, which that's the equivalent size of an aqua basin that we have. We like doing the AquaBlox because it allows us to have a little bit more water storage and do a pretty big liner on the feature to encapsulate all of that splash. As you can see, the splash that's created from this urn is pretty big and wide, and so with us doing that, we get to save as much water as possible. Fortunately for this, we did add a compact autofill valve, so that way in the summertime, once the spigots are turned back on at the side of the house, they'll be able to twist that spigot on, and then there's a float inside the vault, and that way it allows the water to always stay topped off on where we want it. We set it just below the top of the AquaBlox. That way this basin will never be starved of water when we have those big long summers where it's pretty dry out for a very long time. On this feature, we have an AquaSurge 2000 pump feeding this urn. We have it actually cranked down quite a bit with a ball valve that we threw inside the vault sitting back in the back corner of this. On the little of the aesthetic side, we came in here and you can see that those AquaBlox usually create a square hole. And you can tell there's not a square hole on top. What we did is we came in with us oversizing that liner and using a 15 by 15 foot liner that kind of gives us an unlimited opportunities of doing different edge works and different types of things that we like to do with these Fountanscapes. So in here, you can see that we did a bunch of gravel along this front side here. And the reason for that was we didn't want to obstruct this view. So we're hoping, I did tell the homeowners, once it comes springtime, they plant this up, they're gonna take a bunch of ground cover and even mulch and use some low growing plants to cover this front side. That way it softens up that point of like gravel to the ground. On that back side, you can tell that we use a little bit more boulders, and the reason for that was we had to do something with all that dirt. In this instance, the homeowners opted for us to keep the soil on site, so we decided to pile some of that dirt up back behind the urn, given the elevation and given the illusion of this sunk down. We're always looking for that effect when we're doing not just the stack slate urns, but all of Fountanscape features, and all of our basins for that aspect. When we're working with either the aqua basins or the AquaBlox, we tend to sink those down at least 5 inches or so into the ground, and that's just to make it look super natural and have all the gravel and the boulders look like it's all nestled down in there and not just that it's tossed on top of the flat earth and it looks out of place. So we did a super good job on going through and using different size cobbles, different size pieces of granite. This homeowner chose to do granite, but we've also done moss rock, we've done Pennsylvania fieldstone. I threw a boulder in off to the side, and that really wasn't for any structural purposes. All it was for aesthetics. It's super cool when you see in nature, when you have like a waterfall and then you have a rock off to the side. We like mimicking nature as best as we can. In this instance, we think that just carrying out boulders out in the landscape makes Fountanscapes look that much more naturalistic. And not just Fountanscapes, but all of our features. Anytime that we have a water feature, we're always carrying boulders out past just where we're working. And that's to make it not look man-made. That is our entire purpose, to not make things look man-made. And in this instance, we had one extra boulder, so we threw it off into the side, and it's gonna look super cool once it gets some low-growing plants in front of it and that taller medium stuff back behind it to kind of just accentuate that boulder off to the side. I'm really looking forward to once they get the landscaping in back there and soften up that entire edge. It looks really good now, but just wait till springtime when everything's all planted up. So you may be wondering why the urn looks so far pushed away from the house. The reason was the view from inside the house. That is our biggest thing. It doesn't matter how much you are outdoors, you're always gonna enjoy it from inside the house more than you are outdoors, especially here in the Midwest with it being so cold out in the wintertime around here. So in this instance, when Brian was out here yesterday, him and I were going back and forth on where we wanted to place this. We actually pushed it out a little farther than we were anticipating, but that was for the intent of seeing it from their living room. Back behind where you guys are looking at, towards this area is their living room, and we wanted to make sure that it was visible from inside. We went with a medium stack slate urn. We didn't want to go with the small one because that would have been too small, and the large one would have looked way out of scale because that large one is almost as tall as I am, and the splash is twice as big as what we have here. When we're going through those things, especially when we're on a consultation talking to homeowners, We're always making sure what's gonna fit the space the best. And in this instance, we went with this medium stack slate urn. It is super cool because last night we finished this feature up and it was pretty dark out. I think it was 5:30, 6 o'clock, but the homeowners last night were actually cracked their bedroom window just to hear the sounds of the stack slate urn, even when it was 40 degrees out and it was almost snowing last night. So it's super cool to hear that the homeowners are enjoying it so quickly, especially when we just turned it on. So this feature here usually would take our crew about a half day with easy digging conditions. Unfortunately, yesterday we did not hit easy digging conditions. There used to be a tree maybe 3 feet away from the edge of our basin. So unfortunately we hit roots that were pretty big. I'm talking roots that are probably a good 6 inches in diameter that we had to hack through with saws, axes, shovels, you name it. We were out here hacking away. We still got the basin in though. And that is our biggest thing, is that you could effortlessly get these features in a day. As you can see back behind me, we also decided to add a nice little landing for their grill and a nice little step. So that kind of took some things into effect, but with these standalone features, either it's a stack slate urn, stack slate sphere, a bowl, you name it, any of our Fountianscape lines, with a 6 AquaBlox basin, we can get these done in usually a half day or so. I absolutely love how this feature turned out. We did a phenomenal job. Just in a couple hours, we got this thing done. We went from having a blank canvas to a functional water feature by the end of the day. Please leave a comment. I'm curious to see what you guys have to say about this, because we're always doing those big features, but don't forget that we can do some small stuff like this. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what your favorite part of the video was. I know what mine is, but I'm curious to see what you guys have to say. Don't forget to check out the link down below to enter to win the sweepstakes to get your very own water feature.